A few minutes later, several warriors arrive at the same church mortuary, one of them seemingly fresh from a fight. Eva Silva, 19, died in a shelter, and her body is being transported to one of the temples of Spanish Andalusia. Shannon, who was in possession of an old item, is seriously hurt. As enemies close in on her and prepare to enter the structure, one of the nuns removes a bright disc from the dying woman's back and inserts it into the girl's body. The astonishing thing occurs after she herself perishes at the enemy's hands. Eva slowly starts to awaken, and as her body starts to follow her, she notices a peculiar red fog leaking into the space. The cloud dissipates once she strikes it with an arbitrary object she discovers nearby. Eva emerges from the church's cellar. She wanders the city while high on the night air before being struck by an automobile. The girl literally flies inside a clothing store, but the wounds mend before her eyes, and after changing their clothes, Eva goes outside once more, marveling at how normal she looks in the window. Father Vincent, a Vatican representative, shows up at the church in the meantime to inquire about the whereabouts of the halo. As soon as he learns about Eva, he understands that the artifact has a new carrier. Eva visits the shelter where she previously resided and completely surprises Diego. Eva tells about her newly discovered superpowers, although she is unable to say how they originated at this moment. Father Vincent is shocked to discover that the girl was paralyzed before she passed away when he first arrives at the orphanage. Eva is enjoying new sensations while running down the beach in the meantime. The same crimson fog reappears again when the girl is in the city she follows and, overcome by the music, finds herself in a nightclub. When one of the males comments on the female, she pushes him so forcefully in the chest that he is practically flung several meters. The girl is given several alcoholic beverages. She flees out of fear. Father Vincent learns that Eva entered the shelter when she was 7 years old. At the time, it was impossible to learn that her mother had passed away and that she had entered the shelter. It was also impossible to learn that morning had arrived because Eva was terrified of him. However, JC was able to find her and pull her to shore, and the girl was able to learn this information. She is introduced to Chanel, Zoe, and Randall by the guy. In the meantime, Sister Mary confides her worries to Father Vincent and queries who and why assaulted the warriors. The priest gives Mary the task of locating the new host. When JC asked Eva if she could stay, JC responded that they follow the maxim take everything for free. The owner of this home is a wealthy man who visits occasionally each year. They locate such homes and reside there. They then organized everything before continuing. Eva's acceptance into the organization and invitation to a club astound the young woman, who has never attended a party. Father Vincent explains to the bartender that demons are real and that they feed on the flesh and souls of helpless people. As a result, something enters the mortuary where Shannon's body is lying and rips her back with its claws after failing to find the halo. Eva retreats to the pit in fear and dashes into JC's arms. When Eva first wakes up in the morning, she is unaware of what has happened to her. It turns out that she is unable to use the shower, but JC comes to her aid. While Sister Mary visits the port where the sisters were attacked the day before in search of an odd cartridge, her father, Vincent, and the other sisters are focused on locating the halo. One of them, when she returns to the chapel, Mary is more concerned about the identities of the attackers and tries to persuade the priest that it was an ambush, while Lilith, who was supposed to be the next owner, calls for a quick search for the missing girl. Mary also shows the priest an armor-piercing cartridge. Later, a deformed body belonging to Shannon is found. Father Vincent speculates that it might be Tarosk, a demon with the ability to manifest physically and carry out genuine murder. Thus, they must locate Eva before he does. In the meantime, a Moroccan archaeological dig unearths Saint Adriel's armor, a long-lost artifact of the Catholic Church. Sister Beatrice learns from the archives that the only owner who can kill him is one who is carrying a divinium sword. It is crucial to return the halo because if Terrace obtains it, hell will rise and heaven will collapse, according to Cardinal Girardi, who suddenly emerged at this precise moment. After eating breakfast with her pals, Eva joins them at the beach. Mary also locates the maker of a notable bullet. He offers the client a tip. Mary employs quite tough interrogation techniques and discovers something fascinating that evening. Eva receives an invitation from JC to an elegant demonstration of a cutting-edge device at ARC Tech, where Cardinal Durrett is also present. They enter the lab after the young guy takes the key from the security officer, and Dr. Gillian Sullivan shows the audience how the stabilization of the Higgs field was made possible by the creation of the miracle metal. Did she acquire divinium? The Cardinal is surprised to learn the woman dips her palm into the first quantum portal in history. The friends tour the lab, and Eva is thrilled to discover a wheelchair equipped with a neural network when the demonstration is over. Julian is accused of stealing divinium by the Cardinal, but the woman won't give it back to the church. In the meantime, Eva and JC locate the armor that Julian found in one of the rooms. The armor starts to light in response to the girl's presence. Vincent learns that Eva has been discovered on the university campus, while it becomes clear from the conversation between Gillian's assistant and the head of security that the altercation with the nuns was sparked by the security agency transporting Dr. Sylvia's installation, who is now giving a few invited guests a tour of her lab. After receiving a warning about it, Jay-Z tries to eject Eva. Eva sees a chamber where the youngster is locked and returns to him because she wants to know what is going on there, while Gillian detects the fading brightness of the armor and realizes that intruders must have entered the lab based on that. The siren suddenly starts to sound. Eva tries to conceal herself in the street. The security chief who attacked the sisters is defeated by Mary. Eva is attempting to flee the guards in the meantime. The nuns were astonished when Vincent stepped in to save Eva and flung a piece of armor at the demon, sending him to hell. Eva tries to ask questions but is knocked out and taken away after being tried to calm down. The girl wakes up on the church floor bound to a bed. Eva responds negatively, and the halo receives the message right away. Eva enters the room through the bed as there is an abrupt ringing sound. Eva emits a shockwave that scatters the sisters. Despite Beatrice's efforts to calm her down, when she comes to, she recognizes Vincent standing in front of her, and he starts telling her the narrative of Saint Ariella, a woman who turned to God after losing all of her loved ones. She fought for God and one day was mortally wounded, but the angel Adriel, God's messenger, gave her a halo and prevented her from dying. The rash and Eva's newly discovered skills to not only see demons but also to kill them are discussed by Vincent. Eva wants to leave the church, but Father Vincent tells her she has a lot to learn and that the only thing keeping her safe is an osmium vest that stops demons from sensing the halo's energy. The man tries to kill the sister, but Mary kills him in the lab as she questions the head of security. He points out to her that Jillian did not need to attack the nuns because it was more crucial for her to deliver the package. While analyzing the video of the demon attack and trying to determine what exactly it was, Jillian and her helpers concluded that they must first locate the unusual female to whom the armor reacted. Cardinal informs Vincent about the divinium device he witnessed in the lab. In the meantime, Eva's father, Vincent, calls attention to the halo's peculiar behavior. It appears that it showed its owner on her first training day, when Eva met Mother Superior and told her that she could now heal, see demons pass through solid objects, and levitate, which is confirmed by Lilith, who suddenly knocks the girl down. It is obvious that the metal was obtained by melting the armor of Adriel Cardinal, who was interested in Eva's fate. Eva needs to reply. Eva fights Lily, but Lily's stick pierces Eva. Later, after Eva has lunch with her sister Beatrice and she has calmed her down and told her about Shannon, Tyrion is forced to break up the argument. Eva gains additional knowledge about Ariella, the woman behind the order of female fighters known as the Cross Warriors. The nuns then proclaim war on the followers of darkness. Eva's pals discover a second wealthy home, which they later learn is Jillian's. The woman agrees to let them stay in the house as long as they give Eva back to her as soon as she shows up. Eva discovers that divinium can also kill her while she is practicing with her sister Lilith. Eva is ordered by Lilith to protect herself, and she even tosses a cross-shaped sword at her, but Eva manages to break through the wall and land with her ankles wedged in the wall in Mother Superior's room. It turns out that this was a test and that specific equipment was used to produce the sounds. Eva learns about the dossier that Superior obtained from the shelter, in which it is said that the girl killed herself by taking a significant amount of medications. Eva is startled and quickly takes out the limb. She flatly denies that she committed suicide, but Superior exerts pressure on her and commands her to make a choice between life and death. Father Vincent and Sister Beatrice then walk into the room, ending Eva's humiliation. Superior's actions infuriate Vincent, but she perceives Eva as a threat to the others, and the young woman persuades Beatrice that she did not commit suicide. Beatrice accepts her account and leads the woman to Shannon's former cell. When Father Vincent becomes preoccupied, the girl flees, leaving her vest on the table and a note stating that she has chosen life. Later, Eva encounters Sister Mary, who narrates to her the remainder of Ariela's story about how, before she passed away, she transferred the halo to her successor. Returning to the street, she even sees a man being pursued by the recognizable red flag and follows. However, she falls into a trap and is beaten and stabbed. She then encounters JC, who brings her to Jillian's house, where Nell helps her find her style and clothes. This makes JC fall in love with Angry. She then introduces herself as Zoe and informs them that Jillian is looking for Eva. Eva starts arguing, sending a tremor through the room that causes the walls to shake, and then she walks away. Cardinal is attempting to persuade Father Vincent to track down Eva and steal the halo from her, even if doing so would result in the girl's death. The young woman is considering her future steps as she recalls the humiliation she endured at the hands of Sister Frances, who looked after her at the orphanage. JC approaches Eva at this time and declares his desire to continue their journey together. Eva concurs. Following Mary's discovery of a piece of clothing in Shannon's cell, the Cardinal gives Lilith the order to track out Eva and give the halo back to its rightful owner. Father Vincent hears Mary say that someone was looking for Shannon and was prepared to kill her. Eva thinks back to Frances's bullying, but she is sidetracked by JC's account of his mother's passing. The nuns broke into Jillian's lab that evening. Eva and JC arrive at the ferry crossing, but the girl remembers how Sister Frances gave her an injection before giving Diego the same treatment. Eva orders the man to purchase the tickets and wait for her there as she flees. The nuns defeated the laboratory's security, but they were unable to locate the armor. Sending everyone aside, Beatrice searches for the relic by herself. A large group of guards arrive to meet her, but the weak girl transforms into a true murder weapon and knocks the hefty guys down the hallway. After finally locating the armor, she snatches it while observing the device's construction from the Divinium. Eva enters the shelter in the meantime and discovers Sister Frances about to inject Diego while holding a syringe in her hand. The villain is stopped by Eva, who hears her say that she lost track of how many people she killed in the conflict. The medicine is injected into Eva's neck by the nurse, who also causes the girl to become weaker and her halo to start to glow. Eva rises and snaps the murderer's neck. As Diego notices everything, he tells the girl to leave, and she does so while being haunted by the thought that she killed someone. After watching the incident's footage, Dr. Jillian decides to fire the guards. While delivering the armor to the Cardinal, Beatrice also informs him of the machine she witnessed. He is aware that the doctor will let the gates of hell open. Evil, upset by the orphanage, leaves and meets her sister Lilith, who wants to take a piece of her. Eva is being attacked by Lilith when suddenly Sister Mary steps in between them. Eva flees while the nuns negotiate a solution among themselves. She arrived at the train station and was taken aback to see JC still there. She requests to depart right now. Dr. Jillian preaches that the doors to another planet are being erected, that a new era of human history is beginning, but that the church is impeding progress. The woman confirms the attack on the laboratory with video and begs the Vatican to put an end to the conflict. Cardinal chooses to counteract Jillian's assaults, but first he must conceal the armor. He directs the Vatican to receive the shield of faith. Eva checks the skin on her shoulder, which is unharmed. She has to tell JC a falsehood and claim that the priceless ring she is wearing is not hers. While the shield is being placed into a car to be driven to the Vatican, She informs him about your existence in the shelter. Father Vincent tells Beatrice he doesn't have faith in the cardinal. Later, the cardinal flatters Beatrice and tries to persuade her to support him. Lilith is waiting for Mary at the pier when Mary catches up with the ferry. Once more, the sisters get into a fight, and this time Mary prevails, pushing Lilith into the water. Eva is taken to the pantry by JC while he hides from the controller. Father Vincent will reveal the location of the shield to Gillian if she makes a pledge to leave Eva alone because she is the only thing that can stop the evil in the world. The doctor makes a commitment that she won't fulfill. She is shown a video of how the shield was taken by Gillian's aide. The doctor instructs someone to locate Eva before going to the segregated space where his kid is being detained. According to the boy, who claims to have spoken to the angels, everything will take place on the ferry very soon. Eva is plagued by the desire to tell JC the truth, but when she visits the pub, she encounters Mary, who assures her that she will be safe. Because she did not request such a fate, Eva is indignant. While Lilith frees herself from the handcuffs, her sister allows her to say goodbye to Gaia. Mary convinces Lilith to give Eva a choice as the sisters reunite in the bar. Meanwhile, NJSE either evaded the nuns, gave chase an option, or caught up with the young men in the hangar, where they were trying to hide while Eva was given an option. JC tries to defend his lover, but Lilith simply discards him. She even stabs him in the back to remove the halo, but Mary intervenes while the sisters are fighting, and a doorway forms behind her through which the others emerge as JC flees in terror. Lilith charges the demon, who uses his claw to pierce her. Eva raises her blade at the dying sister's command, driving the monster away while he takes Lilith with him. Eva refuses to answer the guy's questions and simply walks through the wall. Do you enjoy the plot thus far? The next episode is about to begin. Stay tuned for more videos like this and like, subscribe, and share.